Good morning class. Today we will do our chapter number 6, that is your rural development. So in rural development, rural means basically village. The area which is not properly developed, which don't have proper health and sanitation facilities, don't have education facilities properly, no transportation facilities, no proper roads or no proper irrigation as well as agricultural facilities, etc. Now, what basically rural development means? Rural development means to develop the rural areas, not only at the particular level, but at a very high level in a very comprehensive way. In a very comprehensive way means overall development of the rural areas. You are basically doing the overall development. Overall development will include your transportation, schooling if you want to provide them school, if you want to provide them with your healthcare facilities, etc. So all will be included in the overall development. So basically rural development means to develop any rural area or any village area from backward to forward. Okay, you are actually, what you are actually doing, you are actually pushing forward the backward area so that they can develop further. Next one is your challenges faced by rural development. So basically there are four major challenges which are faced by rural development. First one is your development of human resource. Now what are human resource? Human resource means us people. We are the human, we are actually the human resource. If we are not educated, so we will not be able to give quality work. So that is the problem of the rural areas, that there are, firstly they have to appreciate the work of human, as well as they have to give them skill, they have to give them training, they have to provide them with some education so that they can be resourceful. So we should include more literacy rate, female literacy rate, educational and skill development, as well as health. Health and sanitation is also a very big part of human resource. If people are not healthy, they will not be able to work more and they will not be able to give quality work. Second one is land reforms. In land reform means that we should eliminate some kind of malpractices like zamindari system, so that people can earn properly and people can give or people can till properly. Next one is development of the productive resources of each locality. Look, if we are not developing the products, if we are not developing the productivity level of the locality, so it will not be able to, so we are not be able to develop the village as a whole. We have to go area to area, we have to concentrate on each and every part of the village so that we can conclude that where we should give more emphasis. For example, in agricultural sector, if we are not pushing forward the agricultural sector, so it will not be able to give more productivity. So more productivity, that means more employment chances, and more employment chances mean more development. See, more productivity, if productivity will increase, so productivity अगर increase हो रही है, so what it will eventually do, eventually it will increase more employment rate. अगर employment rate increase हो रहा है, that means people are more employed now, there will be more vacancies, and if people are more required, so that will increase in economic development. Next one is your infrastructure development. Infrastructure is a particular chapter number 8. Over there we will discuss it properly, but here infrastructure development means any supporting activities which are helpful in some kind of work. For example, if you want to do the agriculture part, so in agriculture what you will need, irrigation facilities as well as credit facilities. So बैंक हो गए आपके, insurance companies, marketing, transport facilities, and construction work like road construction or some kind of highways, facilities for agriculture like fertilizer, pesticides, increment, or to introduce some kind of new machineries, they all are a part of your infrastructure. Now, in infrastructure development, extension and information dissemination is also included. Next one is spatial measures for elevation of poverty. Now look over here, elevation means to reduce or to eliminate. आप उसको पूरी तरीके से हटाना चाह रहे हो अपनी जो है आपकी पॉवर्टी को. एलिवेशन मीन्स टू रिड्यूस एलिमिनेशन मीन्स टू रिड्यूस, अगर आप किसी चीज़ को रिड्यूस कर रहे हो या फिर आप उस चीज़ को प्रॉपरली हटाना चाहते हो, आप किसी चीज़ को कम करना चाहते हो, सो फॉर दैट you have to use some measures. We have discussed the measures in chapter number 4. In chapter number 4, poverty, we will discuss it further properly. Alleviation of poverty, it will contain with some kind of new type of rules and regulations created by the government, or rules and technology is generated by the government, or some schemes or some policies which are introduced by the government. Next one is your need of credit system. Why there was a need of credit system? आफ्टर द इनिशिएशन ऑफ रिफॉर्म्स, जैसे जैसे आपके रिफॉर्म्स होते रहे थे तो ग्रोथ रेट जो एग्रीकल्चर का था वो डिसलरेट हो रहा था, यानी कि कम होता चला जा रहा था. सो फॉर दैट अब आप किसी चीज़ को अगर इंक्रीज करना चाह रहे हो, सो इफ़ यू वांट टू एक्सपेंड सम बिजनेस, so you have to invest in that also. So same kind of problem was facing towards in your agricultural sector and in rural sector, because rural sector was basically dependent on the agricultural sector. So we have to accelerate agricultural sector to promote our rural development. Next one is your rural credit. Now to generate some of the income, there should be some sources. There are basically two sources. First one is your institutional and second one is your non-institutional sources. First one is your institutional sources. In institutional sources, basically commercial banks, your RRBs, cooperative and land development banks, self-help groups are included. Basically self-help group is deleted from your syllabus this year, but it is not deleted permanently. First one is your cooperative societies. Cooperative societies were those societies which were created by the villagers itself so that they can generate some income as compared to the banks. Second one was your regional rural bank. Regional rural bank were set up by the government in those areas which was completely untouched from any banking service. ऐसी बैंकिंग सर्विस जहाँ थी ही नहीं, बिल्कुल भी बैंकिंग सर्विस नहीं थी, in that area some of the banks were set up so that small farmers or big farmers can go there and lend some money so that they can cultivate properly or they can do the more production work. So that's why RRBs were issued. Nearly 90% of the loan of RRBs are provided to weaker sections, because mainly other banks what they are doing, they were giving the loan to them only which they look like okay, if they are able to give back, so I will give to them. For example, if rich customers or rich merchants, उनका क्या होता था, जो आपके बैंक्स होते थे, what they will think that give the loan to big merchants so that they will be easy return our payment. But if we are giving the money to the poor section, they will not be able to give the money back in time, or they will delay it, or it can become bad debts also. Next one is commercial bank. Commercial banks, as we all know, commercial banks are the banks which provide direct as well as indirect loans to the agriculture or other works. Next one is NABARD. Now NABARD is a very important topic. NABARD was the head of all the banks which were related to rural development. जितनी भी आपकी रूरल डेवलपमेंट और एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर का जो भी आपका वर्क था, दैट वाज द क्रेडिट अंडर NABARD. Next one is your non-institutional sources. Now non-institutional sources, basically non-institutional sources are the sources which were not related to any kind of systematic order. They were not related to some legal work. ये ऐसे आपके वर्कर्स होते थे, या आपके एजेंट्स हो सकते हैं, या आपके रिलेटिव हो सकते हैं, कोई मनी लेंडर हो गया, कोई आपके घर के आसपास कोई साहूकार हो गए जिनसे आपने लोन ले लिया और आप उन्हें बाद में रीपे कर देंगे, तो इसके आपके कुछ ज़्यादा लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज़ नहीं होती थी. बट द प्रॉब्लम वाज इन नॉन इंस्टीट्यूशनल सोर्सेज देयर वाज वेरी हाई अमाउंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. इंटरेस्ट रेट बहुत ज़्यादा होता था. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फर्स्ट वन इज योर लैंड money lenders. Approximately 52% of rural credit was under money lenders before the introduction of your rural banks. बैंक के आने से पहले 52% जितना भी आपका क्रेडिट होता, 92% अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 52 से 92 का जितना भी आपका बजट था, सारा का सारा मनी लेंडर्स के अंडर था. What the basic demerit of this is, they were charging very high rate of interest. Next one is rich landlords. They were also the same person. What they are doing, they were actually abducting their lands. वो एबडक्टिंग मीन्स कि यहाँ पे वो कानूनी कब्जा करने की कोशिश करते थे दूसरों के लैंड्स पे। नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज रिलेटिव्स वर सम काइंड ऑफ सेफ जोन। वो क्या होता था कि यहाँ पे आपको इंटरेस्ट भी पे नहीं करना पड़ता था कई बार, जैसे कि आप अपने रिलेटिव्स, आपके जो रिश्तेदार होते हैं उनसे किसी तरीके का लोन ले लेते हैं छोटे मोटे अमाउंट का, सो दैट यू कैन रीपे इट, तो उसके ऊपर आपको कोई ज़्यादा लोन नहीं देना पड़ता है, सॉरी आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं देना पड़ता, यू हैव टू जस्ट पे द बेसिक अमाउंट विच यू हैव टेकन। Next one is your commission agent and traders. They were actually, what they are doing, they were actually giving the mortgage on crops. वो क्या करते थे, आपको पैसे देते थे आपकी क्रॉप्स के ऊपर, कि वो आपसे एग्रीमेंट साइन करवाते थे दैट व्हेन द क्रॉप्स विल ग्रो सो यू हैव टू सेल आउट द क्रॉप्स टू देम ओनली, आप उन्हें ही बेच सकते हो, आप किसी और को नहीं बेच सकते। एंड द बिगेस्ट ड्रॉबैक ऑफ दैट वाज they were purchasing the crops at very low rate. मार्केट से बहुत कम रेट में वो उनसे क्रॉप्स ले लेते थे और दुगने रेट पे वो मार्केट के अंदर जाके उसको सेल आउट कर देते थे। दैट वाज द ड्रॉबैक। नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज योर क्रिटिकल अप्रेजल। दैट मीन्स क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही थी हमारी रूरल बैंकिंग के अंदर, या क्या क्या हमारे ड्रॉबैक्स थे रूरल बैंकिंग में। नो, रूरल बैंकिंग में आने के बाद एक्सपेंशन बहुत की, रूरल बैंकिंग ने हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंशन की है, बट द प्रॉब्लम वाज कि ऐसी कई चीज़ें थी जो रूरल बैंकिंग नहीं कवर कर पा रही थी। जैसे अगर रूरल बैंकिंग के आने के बाद फेमाइंस जो है बहुत दूर की चीज़ें हो गई थी, लोग अब छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के लिए लोन तो ले सकते थे, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या होती थी, हर चीज़ के लिए उन्हें लोन प्रोवाइड नहीं हो पाता था। प्लस मोस्टली जो बैंक्स थे वो सिर्फ रिच लैंडलॉर्ड्स को ही प्रोवाइड करते थे, स्मॉल लैंडलॉर्ड्स को प्रोवाइड नहीं करते थे। द नेक्स्ट वन इज उनके पास फंड बहुत कम होता था, इनसफिशिएंट फंड का मीनिंग कि फार्मर्स बहुत ज़्यादा है, दे नीड ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ लोन, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द इनसफिशिएंट फंड इन द बैंक दे आर नॉट एबल टू गेट प्रॉपर लोन सैंक्शन। नेक्स्ट वन इज इनएडुकेट कवरेज ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशनल सोर्सेज जो है वो हर एरिया में नहीं पहुंच पाए थे। देयर आर स्टिल सम ऑफ द एरियाज विच आर नॉट कवर्ड अंडर द बैंकिंग सिस्टम। नेक्स्ट वन इज inadequate amount of sanction. For example, if a farmer is asking for 10,000 but he is paid only 2 to 3,000 or approximately 5,000 because of the low funding. Next one is less attention to poor or marginal farmer, that I have discussed before also, कि वो क्या करते थे, सिर्फ रिच लोगों को ही लोन देना पसंद करते थे, बिकॉज दे वर एज्यूमिंग दैट देयर इज सम श्योरिटी दैट दे विल पे बैक द मनी ऑन टाइम, but poor farmers are totally dependent on weather or totally dependent on God, right? So basically they will not be able to give our loan back on time, or as well as it can also change in bad debt. That means पैसा डूब भी सकता है, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि पैसा उनके पास वापस आएगा ही आएगा। नेक्स्ट वन इज ग्रोइंग ओवरड्यूज का मीनिंग कि they were actually sanctioning the loan but people are not paying back at time. In time they are not paying back, so because of that dues were increasing day by day, and because of that banks were not able to issue more money, because उनका जो पैसा था वो अटका हुआ था, जब तक वो नहीं आएगा तो how they will circulate that money in the rural areas. Next one is your agricultural market system. Now in agricultural market system, what was it basically consist of? It was a process that involves assembling, storage, processing, transporting, packaging, grading and distribution of different agricultural commodities. आपकी जितनी भी फॉरसे हमने क्रॉप्स को प्रोड्यूस कर लिया, वी हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड द क्रॉप, we have actually taken the credit from the bank or from our non-institutional sources, but now we have to sell it out also. So for selling it out, for marketing it, there were some of the defects. अब मार्केट तो आप करना चाहते हो, देखो फार्मर्स को ग्रो करना आता है, बट दे वर नॉट एज इंटेलिजेंट एज इन टूडेज फार्मिंग, दैट दे वर नॉट having the knowledge, they don't have the knowledge how to sell the products in the market, what are the rate of the product in the market, or how to deal with the traders and commission agents. So first one is unregulated markets होती थी, उनको बस किसी भी तरीके से मनी लैंडर्स जो होते थे वो उनसे पैसे, थोड़े पैसे देके ज़्यादा क्रॉप्स को ले लेते थे। लैक ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, उनके पास कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होती थी। इनएडुकेट स्टोरेज फैसिलिटीज, दे वर लैकिंग द स्टोरेज फैसिलिटीज। इवन टुडे 10% of the crops are wasted due to no proper storage facilities. Even today, lack of adequate finance. They were not having adequate finance, because of that they don't know how to pick that crop or how to hold on to that crop and then sell it out later. Next one is inadequate means of transportation and communication. The marketing was limited to a particular area only. उन्हें ये पता ही नहीं था कि how to transport the crop, because they don't have the servers, they don't have the proper channel to transport as well as to communicate with other traders in other states. Next one is lack of appropriate link between marketing and processing cooperatives and insufficient finance management. तो बहुत ज़्यादा जो आपके लिंक्स थे उनमें आपके जो चैनल्स थे, द चैनल्स वर वेरी वीक, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे वर नॉट एबल टू डू प्रॉपर मार्केटिंग. Then there were some policies which were created. The policies which were created basically include, first one is your agricultural diversification plus introduction of policies such as MPS, maintenance of buffer stock, etc. Now गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, गवर्नमेंट ने उन कमियों को पूरा करने के लिए सबसे पहला काम किया, रेगुलेटेड मार्केट्स को बना दिया. नाउ रेगुलेटेड मार्केट्स बनाने के बाद उन्होंने क्या किया, हमारे पास रेगुलेटेड मार्केट बनाने के बाद उन्होंने हमारे पास जो है कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ बनाना शुरू कर दिया. अब कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी में क्या होता था, लोग इकट्ठे एक ग्रुप में जाते थे और देन दे डील विद द कस्टमर और देन दे विल डील विद द दैट शॉप ओनर्स ऑल्सो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर एक पर्सन जाता है फर्टिलाइजर का पैकेट लेने, बट जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज अ सिंगल फार्मर एंड ही इज परचेजिंग ओनली वन पीस, so he has to pay a complete amount whichever told by the shopkeeper. But if 20 farmers are going together and they need 200 bag of fertilizer, what will happen? उसे पैसे कम करने ही पड़ेंगे. So that is the plus point of cooperative societies created by the farmers itself. Then government has created some of the policies such as minimum support price and buffer stocks. That means आप अगर आपके जो है मार्केट में बिक रही है आपकी क्रॉप, so just sell it out. Otherwise if it is not getting out in the market, so just sell it out to us. आप गवर्नमेंट को उस क्रॉप्स को बेच सकते हो. Now moving toward the diversification. Now diversification was basically of two types. First one is your crop diversification and second one is your productive activities. Now crop production के अंदर आपकी diversification कैसी थी? It was based on multi cropping. For example, if you were just using wheat, so instead of just growing wheat, you can use multi cropping system. That means one line of wheat and then one line of rice, then one line of wheat and then one line of rice. Like that you can grow so that all the nutrients can be gained from the earth or from the soil at the same time, and you can grow more crops at the same time. Similarly, productive activities like you were actually changing the activities. आप एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को छोड़ नहीं रहे हो, प्राइमरी सेक्टर के अंदर ही एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर के अलावा कोई और काम कर रहे हो, so that you can generate more employment and more income as well as more production. Now first one is your animal husbandry. Now in animal husbandry what was the thing कि आप उसके अंदर अब आप एनिमल्स को बढ़ावा दे रहे हो, that you are just rearing the animals. You are rearing the animals. For example, some kind of poultry farming. अगर आप मिल्किंग करना चाहते हो या फिर आप क्या कर रहे हो, आप अंडों का काम करना शुरू कर रहे हो, you are just selling out the eggs, you are doing the business of eggs. That is also a very productive activity in the primary sector. Next one is your Operation Flood. Now Operation Flood is a part of your dairy. Operation Flood is a part of your dairying. Dairying means that you are rearing cows and you are dealing with milk and milk products. Operation Flood was firstly introduced in Gujarat and it was very much successful in Gujarat. Approximately in Gujarat, the revolution was so good that it has increased GDP as well as employment rate at very high level. Operation Flood was related to milk and milk products. Next one is your fisheries. Now in fisheries, what was the thing that in fisheries female employment was also generated. फीमेल्स क्या कर रहे थे, अब वहाँ पे फीमेल्स भी अपने अच्छे तरीके से वहाँ पे काम कर सकते थे और अच्छे तरीके से वहाँ पे जो है वो मार्केटिंग का काम तो नहीं कर पाती थी, बट दे कैन डू सम बैक स्टेज वर्क, जैसे कि आपका क्या हो गया, फिश को रियर करना, उनको छाटना, साफ करना, फिर उनकी पैकेजिंग करना. दे वर एंगेज्ड इन दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्क एंड द मार्केटिंग वर्क वाज गिवन टू मेल पार्ट. तो इन इनलैंड जो आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन था फिश का, दैट वाज योर 46% एंड 51% वाज फ्रॉम योर marine sources like sea and oceans. It was contributing approximately 1.5% of GDP. Well, sorry, 1.4% to GDP. So 1.4 was very good approach. As per 0 से अच्छा तो 1.4 ही था. Then it was basically important in these areas. Majorly in these areas, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Gujarat, they were the major producers of marine प्रोडक्शन. नेक्स्ट वन इज कि इसकी वजह से अब जो फिशरमैन थे उनको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करनी पड़ती थी. दैट वाज योर पॉवर्टी, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, या फिर आप लेबर को मोबाइल नहीं कर पाते थे, यू आर नॉट एबल टू एग्जिट और एंटर, और यू दैट चेंज ऑफ द लेबर्स, इलिटरेसी रेट वाज वेरी हाई. सो उन सबको जो है धीरे धीरे कर्ब किया गया विद द इंक्रीमेंट इन द फिशरीज सेक्टर. Next one is your horticulture. Now what is the meaning of horticulture? Horticulture means the activities which are related to the generation, production, rearing of vegetables, fruits, flowers, medical plants or aromatic plants. Aromatic plants means those plants which have some kind of fragrance or smell. So आप जब इन चीज़ों के बारे में बात करते हैं, so that is the horticulture. Now with horticulture we are introducing a new term, that is your golden revolution, that was between 1991 and 2003. Next one is, in this also females were getting more employment. Now how they were getting more employment? Because of nursery maintenance they were doing they were doing tissue culture, food processing also, flower harvesting कर रहे थे वो, तो different kind की वजह से they were getting more and more employment. प्रॉब्लम्स इन नॉन फार्मिंग एक्टिविटीज एंड देयर सॉल्यूशन. प्रॉब्लम क्या थे और उसके सॉल्यूशन क्या थे? फर्स्ट वन वाज योर लाइवली स्टॉक, दैट मीन्स योर एनिमल हस्बेंड्री. एनिमल हस्बेंड्री में प्रॉब्लम क्या थी? लेस प्रोडक्टिविटी एज कम्पेयर टू अदर कंट्रीज. हमारी कंट्री में बहुत कम ऐसे एनिमल्स है जिनको यूज़ किया जाता है, जिनको ईटेबल माना जाता है. फॉरेन कंट्रीज़ में बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसे एनिमल्स है जिनको रियर किया जाता है और उनको ईटेबल समझा जाता है. तो ऐसी कंडीशन में हमें क्या करना चाहिए? प्रमोट करना चाहिए गुड ब्रीड्स ऑफ एनिमल्स को. सिर्फ गुड ब्रीड को ही हमें करना चाहिए. वी शुड नॉट कॉपी आउट सम अदर कंट्रीज जस्ट टू गेन सम प्रॉफिट. नेक्स्ट वन इज फिशरीज. फिशरीज में क्या था? ओवर फिशिंग हो रही थी, वाटर बॉडीज को हम पोल्यूट कर रहे थे. तो उसको कर्ब करने के लिए व्हाट शुड वी डू? हमें वाटर प्रोग्राम्स चलाने चाहिए, वाटर पोल्यूशन को कर्ब करना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट वन इज, हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को हमें और ज़्यादा डेवलप करना चाहिए. वी शुड इंक्रीज आवर कोल्ड स्टोरेजेस, मार्केटिंग लिंकेज वी हैव टू इंक्रीज, स्मॉल स्केल प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट्स वी हैव टू इंक्रीज. दैट्स हाउ वी कैन जनरेट मोर एंड मोर एम्प्लॉयमेंट एज वेल एज मोर एंड मोर प्रोडक्शन. लास्ट वन इज योर role of information technology. Now role of information technology, how it has increased the rural development. See, when the information is reaching out to many people, when the farmers are able to get the information that how crops should be grown, what quality crop should be grown, how to increase the quality, how to maintain the quality of crop, what kind of crop is easy to grow, what kind of crop is difficult to grow, what kind of soil is utilized to grow the crop. So at that time IT sector has utilized its all features to help the farmers. They were weather forecasting, क्रॉप ट्रीटमेंट हो रही थी, फर्टिलाइजर से रिलेटेड जितनी भी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो मार्केट में दे रहे थे, सो दैट दे कैन हेल्प द फार्मर्स प्रॉपर. सो by the help of these things, by the help of IT sector, it was also a very good source for income in the rural areas. Last topic is your organic farming. Organic farming is related from the syllabus in 2020 to 2021. So this part is not included in this video. This part will be in next video. Thank you.